Welcome to the Afterspin, opinions from thought leaders in our state. John Hood and Chris Fitzsimon, the State Board of Elections issued an emergency order to deal with the November elections. Now, this order requires at least one early voting site per 20,000 registered voters and requires early voting sites be open at least 10 hours the 2 weekends before the election. Now, the order didn't satisfy Democracy North Carolina, which says it falls far short of guaranteeing fair and open elections. What do you think of the board's orders, John?
I'm always open to argument about how many sites we should have, how open they should be. I've always favored actually a shorter window with more hours.
Yeah.
It makes more sense to me. But the point is, I don't get to make this decision, and neither does the State Board of Elections. This is a legislative matter. I think in some cases they attempted to get the legislature to change the law. Legislature didn't do it. Now the board's trying to do some things without legislative that does not comply with the law. It goes beyond what the law specifies. So I assume that those aspects will be challenged and might actually never go into place.
Wow, another lawsuit. Chris, what's your reaction to this?
Well, I think we need more hours, we need more days, because if we don't want lines in November with the pandemic still going on. No one thinks the pandemic is going to be gone in November. People need as much time as they can to vote. If we need a lot more opportunities to vote. I think a lot more people, obviously we've talked about on the show, you can apply for an absentee ballot and not use it. I think it's wise to do that. We don't know what the caseload, what it'll be like in November. It's several months away. I am worried that the election is not going to move. We're going to have a November election, thank goodness, and people will be able to express themselves, but we have to guarantee that it happens safely. I'm all for doing everything we can. This is the most unusual election we'll have in 100 years. We haven't had a pandemic since the early part of the 20th century, but we have to have this election. So anything we can do to make it safer and give people more opportunities to vote, we should do.
John, we had said at the beginning of the year, and who knew, but at the beginning of 2020, we said the elections were going to be one of the most significant and important things we do. We didn't recognize that we were going to have this pandemic going on. There's been a large demand so far for absentee ballots, and some are predicting it might go up into the 40s, 50s, 60% of the registered voters. What's your estimate as to how many actually will end up voting by absentee ballot?
I think it'll be way, way lower than that, based upon experience in other states, experience in North Carolina and the special election we had in the congressional district. I don't know that it'll be quite like we've seen so far, which is more like in the low teens. It might be higher than that, but I don't think it's going to be half the population voting by mail. Just don't buy it.
Chris, the big question is access and making sure that everybody gets a chance to vote. Is the Board of Elections, John says that this is not a prerogative of theirs, that it's a legislative matter. Is the Board of Directions going to be able to win the day in the legislature?
Well, I hope so. I mean, I hope we all realize it used to be we thought it was a great idea if everybody has an opportunity to vote. I think this is more important than ever this year. I don't disagree with John. I don't think it'll be 50 or 60%. But we have no idea what's going to be happening. If God forbid, if we turn out to be Florida or Arizona or Texas the first day of November, and it's hard to find senior citizens who want to sit at the polls for 10 hours while they see hundreds of people walk in front of them, or people are scared to go to the polls. We have to. This is literally a once in 100-year phenomenon. We can't have just the same rules in place. We have to make all sorts of provisionary plans because we have to have a fair, open, and honest election.
Seems like everything is a once in a 100 years type situation lately. Anyway, thank you for watching the Afterspin. We'll have more video all during the week on ncspin.com.